Hey, it's Bill the Handyman up here in Northern California. Today we're looking at a Kenmore it's your typical direct drive machine. And so basically this one wasn't spinning very well. So let's take a look. So first thing I did was took the agitator off, and I noticed it looked like there was something missing here because there's a big gap. And I looked down here and then I saw that this thing looks a little bit odd. You can see part of it's squashed down there. So basically here's a good collar. And this collar has the splines you can see on the sides. This collar here has slipped down and has lost any splines. So this spline, or this collar down here, does not have any splines on it at all. So what happens is this barrel has sunken down. You can see it should be lined up, the top of that should be lined up with this spin tube, I think is what they call it. And this collar actually has a little lip right there, so it's going to set on top of that, and then these splines will go in here. Now this spin tube here is going to be salvageable in my world. I'll have to stick a regular flathead screwdriver in it and then pull the tang out a little bit. Now this metal is fairly flexible, and I've done this a few times. It doesn't look too bad. So I'll have to pull that tang out, and I'll have to unscrew this screw here and then pull the whole barrel basically out in order to get this inner collar out of there. And so that's your tip for today. If you need any help, you can contact me at 707-445-1591, applianceworks@yahoo.com. And I also have a how to make money in the appliance repair business course, and it includes a year of coaching and a link to over 100 repair videos. And if you're interested in that, you can contact me there as well. Thanks for watching. applianceworks@yahoo.com. Okay, so in order to get the collar off, you'll have to take the front panel off. And you can see here, there are these keepers right here. They have to be pressed with a flathead screwdriver. In order to come out of these holes. These two holes match up with the front here and there. Once you've stuck a flathead screwdriver in there and popped this up on each side, then the top will come open. Now this one here, we noticed that somebody has bypassed the lid switch. So it's not making a lot of sense. They bypassed it wrong because the green wire is the ground. It may still work this way, or it may short out. So this is not a good idea here, because we have the power running to the ground. This ground should be left in the plug and grounded to the body. Grounded to the body here. It's totally removed here. The lid switch is totally removed. Actually, this lid switch went right here. Anyway, so that has to be redone. Boy, they're lucky they didn't catch the white wire, man. They would have had a zap, blown a breaker. And so there's your little disclaimer. But anyway, so once again we have the old collar here. So this collar, you can see, is rounded out in the center. And so this collar should look like this. See the splines? Should have splines on it like that. So this one was worn out, I had to take it off. Basically I had to take the whole thing apart. And this nut there. Yeah, so basically on this one I had a couple of rollers, but I didn't use. And I just stuck the channel starter hand came loose. Sometimes you have to heat these up. I had WD-40 setting on it for about 4 hours before I started tapping on it. Straighten out this tang. And this metal is somewhat forgiving. And as long as I get it bent out most of the way, that should be good. Have to watch out because there's a seal right there. And once I get this spread out a little bit, and if I tighten the collar down extra tight on it, when I get it in there, and I tighten this nut down extra tight, then it should grab into there really good. I've actually stuck like JB Weld in here to make sure it's going to stick on there good. So this is the kind of thing that happens when you have those steel drive couplers, the steel sleeve drive couplers. They tend to hold on, and then these things tend to bust. So this is a harder repair than just getting the regular engineered plastic ones that are engineered to break under load. Goes there, and the barrel goes on top. Then the nut goes like that. And then the agitator, this thing goes down into that slot there. There's a slot right there. That slot. We'll see how the nut on. This tang goes down into the slot. This thing goes over it. Doesn't really matter which way it goes over it, just so it's over it and on it. And tighten her down. And reassemble in reverse order. Thanks again for watching, and talk to you soon.